Tech billionaire Brian Johnson is running a massive open science experiment on himself to reverse his age to 18. His Project Blueprint involves constant monitoring of 78 separate organs, a strict 19-hour daily fast, and a regimen of over 100 supplement pills every day. This micrograph shows the internal structure of a mitochondrion. Johnson is spending millions to fight mitochondrial dysfunction. As cells age, these power plants begin to act like old engines, producing less energy and more toxic free radicals that damage the body from the inside out. He is also targeting epigenetic aging. Modern life, from poor sleep to constant stress, causes methyl groups to attach to our DNA, effectively silencing healthy genes and causing our organs to function like those of a much older person. Even with a dedicated medical team and millions in annual funding, these high-tech routines focus primarily on slowing the damage. They provide a way to manage the clock, but they don't necessarily stop it. That's because of a biological limit known as the Hayflick limit. Most human cells are born with a hard-coded expiration date. They can only divide roughly 60 to 70 times before permanently losing the ability to replicate. Recently, a retired naval officer named Joseph DeTore tested a different approach. He spent 90 days living in a highly pressurized environment at the Jules Undersea Lodge, 60 feet beneath the Atlantic. After 3 months in the habitat, medical evaluations showed that DeTore's inflammatory markers had dropped significantly, and his body had biologically reversed its age by 10 years. The speed of this transition suggests that while billionaire-funded bioengineering works on the molecular level, the physical environment itself may be an equally powerful lever for longevity. To understand why DeTore's age reversed, we have to look at telomeres. These are the protective caps at the ends of our DNA strands that serve as our primary biological clock. Every time a cell divides, the proteins that copy our DNA cannot reach the very end of the strand. It is a physical limitation of our cellular machinery. To prevent the loss of vital genetic information, a small piece of the telomere is snipped off instead. Over decades, these caps become so short that the cell can no longer divide, leading to the physical signs of aging. Science can actually rebuild these caps using an enzyme called telomerase. However, this same enzyme is a primary tool used by cancer cells to achieve immortality and multiply uncontrollably. This creates a dangerous paradox. Artificially extending the biological clock through injections or drugs carries a high risk of triggering fatal mutations. This is a clinical hyperbaric oxygen chamber, which uses the same principles of atmospheric pressure that Joseph DeTore experienced in the Undersea Lodge. Medical analysis found that the constant hyperbaric pressure in the lodge restored 20% of DeTore's telomere length. The pressure appears to trigger the body's own restorative mechanisms without the risks associated with synthetic enzyme treatments. This suggests that controlled environmental shifts can safely reset the biological clock, bypassing the limitations of current pharmaceutical anti-aging efforts. Most of us cannot live in a deep-sea chamber, but we can adopt the 3 biological principles that these extreme experiments highlight: reducing chemical stress, optimizing gene expression, and protecting the telomeres. We can manage cellular wear by reducing oxidative stress. This involves consistent caloric restriction, eating less than the standard diet, and limiting non-vegetarian proteins that have been linked to accelerated cellular aging markers. Mental health is equally biological. High levels of chronic anxiety and psychological stress are directly correlated with the rapid shortening of telomeres. Physical exertion also plays a role. These elite cyclists represent a group that statistically outlives the general population by several years, largely due to the way intense aerobic exercise maintains mitochondrial health and telomere integrity. Age reversal is a multi-front battle. While we wait for technology to make hyperbaric and molecular therapies more accessible, the most effective tools we have are the daily control we exert over our own biological inputs.